Hopefulness 3.0, March 3rd, 2026. That's just there as an opening shot. Ooh, let's not use that angle. That would be weird. Look at my titties. I just needed something, anything to at least make the introduction more interesting. Because otherwise it's just boring old me. Or boring old nothing. So I went upstairs, talked to property management, asked them about a couple things. I needed to get this door situation taken care of. My ventilation system over here doesn't work. So like, I can't turn on the vent hood. I can't turn on any, I don't know if there's anything up here that needs to be adjusted, but it doesn't look like anything. So I don't know yet. I don't know when they're gonna come in. I got some toilet paper today because I was on one roll and I was not sure how quickly I was gonna run out of that roll. Because I've been eating mostly beans in the last couple of days. Beans and hard-boiled eggs. So I get paid tomorrow. So that means tomorrow's probably gonna be the day that I actually go and get everything. I don't know how I'm gonna do it though, because right now I'm still pending on this whole Blink mobile thing, the Blink rental cars, and then I've been looking at U-Haul for their, you know, like their normal like F-150 style trucks, and those aren't really available. There is supposedly one that's a little bit further south on the south end of DTLA, so I might be able to get that one. We'll see. But today I'm going to try to do my laundry. They have this like automated system where you can kind of like plug in your own, or what am I saying? You can, it's all like card based. So we have these little, they gave us each a little wash card. Little laundry card. Wash.com. I did not know that was a thing. And I was trying to add money to it yesterday so I could do laundry, but it wouldn't work because the system kept telling me there was some sort of communications error. So there's got to be some kind of network issue for that specific unit. So I wanted to let them know because it's the whole floor, not just me, as far as I'm aware of anyway. And you know, I was able to use my card in the office. So, you know, property manager, I don't know if she's one of the property managers, one of the case managers, I'm not sure. She was the one that gave us like the whole like orientation and having us sign the paperwork and all that kind of stuff when I first got here. So that's more or less taken care of. Ideally, the next time I need to do my laundry, it'll be available. What I also noticed in there, this is one thing you gotta pay attention to, folks. There are 3 washing machines in that washing room, right? 2 of them are set for $2.25. One of them is set for for $2. So I'm gonna use the $2 one. Because like the other ones have like better, you know, like temperature options and stuff like that. But here's my problem. It's set at 2 base. I'm sorry, $2.25 base. So if I want to do the exact same thing that I would do in the $2 one, it would still cost me $2.25. So that's annoying. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like, I don't even know where the hell my fucking laundry detergent is. I was gonna do laundry yesterday. I don't know where my detergent is. How funny of me. It's probably in the bathroom or something somewhere. I know I brought it with me. I just have to find it, that's all. Maybe down here. Nope, not down here. But maybe it's in the bathroom. Let me see. I'll be right back. Ow. Nope. Who knows? Could be not a little work right now, probably, so that I actually find it. so far, not getting any kind of... I mean, it might actually just be in the laundry bag itself. I have done stuff like that before. Could very well be in a laundry bag. So I got one of these off of Amazon. They're like $10. Maybe I think it was even cheaper. And usually when I go do my laundry, I throw in the top of one. It's not there either. Fuck, where the hell is it? Well, conundrum. That'll be interesting to find out. Now I gotta make things hard for myself. And on top of it, you know what would suck? If somehow I threw it away, which wouldn't make sense because I've collapsed all the boxes. But anyway, I would use that bag, and then when I'm done, I'll put it in the IKEA bag. I'll put all the clean stuff in here, so this can be my clean laundry bag, you know? Because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to do that, because I don't really like the idea of putting my clean clothes back into the dirty laundry hamper. Maybe I accidentally knocked it under the bed. It's over here. Anything? Nope. There. Well, fuck. Where the hell would it go? This is also part of the problem with me trying to organize stuff. I forget where I put stuff, especially in a place like this where I'm not really sure of where things will go in the end. Maybe it's over here. Hello? Hello. Ah, there you are. I found it. So, if you've never seen the Technology Connections series on dishwashers, right? I will try to remember to put that in there. The thing about dishwashers is that they usually suck. The reason why they suck isn't because dishwashers suck. It's because the soap that they recommend sucks. It's those pods. And it's usually, now granted, I will say, and you know, not everybody has the same experience, of course, but oftentimes when I've used the pods in dishwashers, it does a better job. And there's probably a reason for that. It's probably because the dishwashers are set up for those fucking things now. But the pods are expensive and they're generally unnecessary. You can use powdered stuff. He goes through the whole process of it. He's even got his own dishwashing detergent that he has now helped create. And with your dishwasher, if you start small, when it comes to the amount that you're using, so like I use, I'm gonna dump this out because I don't want to make a mess in here. I use 1/4 cup. This came with my my little storage containers. I got a 4-pack of these. 2 of these are still in storage. I use like rice. I put like rice, and I think I even put sugar in one at one point, but sugar you just don't really need one that big. So I would usually use something more like the deli containers, the little pint or quart ones, however big they are. But that stuff is like the really cheap, like $2 for, like, this isn't even all of what was in the original bag, and I think the original bag was like $2.50. I think it was closer to like, I think I've maybe used 1/3 of what came in that bag. $2.50. I bought it at like the El Super, not even the Superior Grocery. It's like the cheap shit that comes in those giant ass bags. But I bought one of the smaller bags at the higher price per unit. So yeah, I mean, like, and I get perfectly clean clothes. Like, I'm wearing the same shirt as I wore yesterday because I didn't take a shower. But like, if you look at the shirt that I wore yesterday, which is this one, it looks perfectly clean. It comes out nice and fine. I only use a cup of that, or a quarter of a cup of that shit. So it lasts forever. It's stable in its form, because that's one of the things about powder versus gels and liquids, is that with the liquid one, there's a lot of water that's involved. And the gels, they don't have all of the potential like grime breaking enzymes and stuff in there. And again, he goes through it in much more thorough detail than I ever could. And so it's just better. And so I'm like, I've had massive success with that. I wish I had a dishwasher, but I'm using the Ajax right now. But instead of Ajax, I have a bottle of basically like Kirkland brand Dawn, and it's very similar. It's the blue shit. And I mean, like, I can show you. I've got, well, let's use another. The other bottle I have is literally blue. This one is a little bit more of a transparent, I suppose, but it's that blue shit, and it's nice and thick. It works very well. You do not need a lot to make it work. I need to clean this countertop. So let's move a couple things out of the way. I got these little IKEA scrubbies. Let's put you right here. That time I put the soap in the actual laundry basket. But like, one of the things that, you know, I have, you know, a couple of things that, here's one of the benefits of aging. Okay. You might be thinking, where's that coming from? Hello. One of the benefits of aging, potentially, of course, not always for everybody, is the fact that there's a good chance that you'll bring with you stuff that you learned from before. So one of the things that I brought with me, you know, memory-wise, is, I'm sure, I forgot. That's ADHD. That's not aging, though I'm sure it's aging for some. Okay. I don't have it with me because it's in storage still, but I have spray bottles, right? Oh, eggshell. Eggshell that missed its mark, I guess. So I've got spray bottles. Spray bottles are very useful to have in a kitchen setting. Everybody should have at least 2, potentially 3, okay? One should have bleach in it. One should have just straight water. And the potential third should be the one that has vinegar. Because each of those can be used in different forms, obviously. Now, one of them, the water, can be used much more universally. Because you can use it in your food in addition to cleaning. You know, sometimes you just need to spray some water on something, like, for instance, onto some bread that you're, you know, cooking, because maybe you need a little bit of extra moisture because it's drying out or something. Whatever the situation calls for, water can be extremely useful for it. Now, I'm not a big cleaner guy because I'm not good at maintenance generally, but I'm trying to be better, especially in this place, because I don't know how long I'm going to live here. Ideally, I will live here for as long as humanly possible, either until I'm dead or I find something better. to quote Lieutenant Ratchet. Paraphrase, rather, not even really quote. It's still paraphrase, because it's me being dead, not you, because that's literally what he said. And what's funny is recently I sent an image of that moment where I edited on his text, but it was changed ever slightly to emergency contact for my old girlfriend. She's currently married, so it's not like one of those things where I'm like looking, I'm like waiting for her or some shit like that. She's a good person, and we all deserve to have a good person in our life. And I got fortunate with her. Her husband got more fortunate, of course, but she and I just didn't really mesh in certain aspects either. So it is what it is. And that's life. And, we grow and we change over time. And ideally, we find the people that fit for us, that make our lives better, that treat us well, that we treat well, because obviously, we shouldn't be selfish in that adventure, or in that endeavor, if you will, where we shouldn't be the only ones just getting treated well. We should also be treating others well. I know this is probably the least engaging camera info, but whatever. Drying this off with my wash rag, because wash rags are really good for doing a lot of basic household stuff. And since they don't take up a lot of space in, the whole laundry scenario, the laundry situation, they're okay to use more frequently, to have more frequently. It's a little dish towel that I use right next to the sink, and then fold it over so I can have some foot space for you. I have this other, much older dish towel for the rest of the space. The only problem, and it makes it a sort of bigger problem. The main problem, and thus the biggest problem, about only having this space and no dishwasher is that this is the space for my dishes. I don't have, a place where the dishwasher can be, and blah, 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 and all that kind of crap. And so it's also my cooktop, or it's my prep area. So my dish area is my prep area, and that's kind of annoying because I'm bad at that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So, like I said, I'm going to do dishes, dishes are done. I don't have any dishes to do at the moment. I got to do laundry in a little bit. Now that I have the soap, I can do that. I don't have much for food, but tomorrow is food stamp day. If I do my laundry today, which I'm going to do, I also found out that the gym, the fitness center, is downstairs on the first floor. It's apparently open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., which, it's whatever. I'd rather it be open 24 hours, but it is what it is. I've been going to bed closer to midnight, 1 o'clock the last couple of days, but if I've got a gym, I can then, be bored or whatever, and then go downstairs. And I also, now that I think about it, I gotta check to make sure these actually work, but I have my old, I walked past you. I have my old sport earbuds, and these will be good for, listening to a podcast or whatever. Or not, who knows? I don't really, so many, many moons ago when I lived in Texas and I had a 24-hour fitness account, I would get off of work, and the 24-hour fitness was 24 hours, and it was right down the street from where I worked. So I could get off of work, and unfortunately I didn't prep in the way that I was thinking. Again, this is kind of one of the ways where, age and wisdom and time or whatever, but also learning. And learning is the most important part about the time thing. if you spend all that time and then you don't learn, you're kind of wasting everything. You're wasting your time, you're wasting everybody else's time. This bottle I need to actually redo. I don't know, again, I don't know if the bottom of this bottle has anything in it, but I need to just put more stuff in it. It needs to soak up. Just in case. I mean, you know, it's pretty sanitized, I'm sure, by now, but better safe than sorry in this case. But charge these up. That way, because like the other earbuds that I have, you know, the ear pods, basically, I don't have AirPods because I'm not an Apple simp. Where'd you go? There. Same company, by the way. The Anchor Soundcore. These are also Anchor Soundcore. But these are the little earbuds. But these are obviously here to make it to where, you know, they fall out of my ear, you know, nothing bad happens. And I mean, the little gel caps and everything, as far as I can recall, not too bad. So I just have to gotta make sure they're charged up. They don't take that long to charge. And I don't know what kind of stuff's in there, but basically what I want to do when it comes to my workouts, I gotta start small. So the few things, you know, and I say small, I mean like literal number of exercises. So the first thing I'm thinking of is like if they have weights, and especially if they have like a squat rack type situation, I want to try to do deadlifts, because deadlifts do a lot of work for one action, and potentially squats too. Because squats and deadlifts, those are really the only two leg exercises you have to do. Like, if you just want to be in reasonable shape for the rest of your life, those are the only two leg exercises that you need to do. That's it. Squats and deadlifts will do the vast majority of the work that you will ever need to do when it comes to the lower half of your body. The upper half of the body is a little bit more difficult because it's not entirely difficult. Like, bench presses do a lot, all right? Bench presses are ideal if you can do them. You don't have to do max weight if you don't wanna. If you wanna do a max press, cool. Go for it. Who gives a fuck? And then, you know, do all the weird math and shit. Way I'm thinking about it is start with the bar and the lowest weights. If I can't do those, then I'm going to take the lowest weights off and just start with the bar. Because like with my shoulder, and I got to, you know, at some point today, I've got to call back the physical therapy office because they have to reschedule me because I was going to be there for the 10th next week, but they want me on the 13th, and I'm like, I really want to get my tattoo on the 13th. Fuck, I forgot to ask about the $750 card. I'll do that at another time. But anyway, because there's a move-in gift card for this place for $750, which is nice. Because that'll help pay for the tattoo. I mean, I can still make it work. It's just the $750 would be the, you know, it's like the safety net, so to speak. But the four exercises that I would generally do with weights, technically five, but the four that you would typically see would be lat pull downs, right? Lat pull downs do a lot. There's a lot going on in a lat pull down. You know, you got your lats, you got your deltoids, both your biceps and triceps. Your forearms, not so much, but they still do work because the grip that's necessary, especially if you're doing heavier, because your grip is based on your forearm strength. Because you don't have muscles in your hands. I don't know if you knew that. There aren't really any muscles in here. You know, it's all tendons and fat and connective tissue and shit. That's why, like, if you close your hand and then somebody like squeeze, or like you try, you know, it's like, do that, you can feel it. Oh, I think it was like if you close your hand and then when you're much younger and, you know, skinnier, and somebody wraps their hands around your hand and like goes tight, and then you try to open it, it's really hard to do. So you have your deadlifts, which start small. If you don't know how to do them, watch videos on how to do proper technique. You know, look at Olympic deadlifters. They have the technique down, because otherwise they wouldn't be where they are. They'd be injured in a hospital somewhere, generally speaking. Squats, same kind of thing. If you want to go for the snatch, you know, if you want to go for the super, you know, it's not an ideal, it's not the best thing for the average person. It's not something that the average person should ever try to do. Because it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a full body thing. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why an Olympic heavyweight lifter looks the way they look, because you got to have all of that. And I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's basically the end of a burpee, because a burpee is a push-up. And then you do a jump forward into like that height running position, but you're instead of 1 foot behind, you're both of your feet into a squat, and then you jump up. Because it's a full body workout. That's great calisthenics. I can't do that with my hip and my shoulder. So what I'm trying to do, hopefully, if I can, if they've got the barbell situation, I'm just going to do reps with weight, bar minimum, literally. The bar will be the minimum. If it comes to that. And so lat pull down, if I can do that as well, like most of the time that is an option in most, even smaller gyms. If not, then they'll probably have dumbbells. So almost always you're gonna have dumbbells. Dumbbells are they're just sold in a reasonable package, and they're easy to, like, dumbbells are probably gonna be the first thing anybody ever buys for a gym, because you come with a wide array of them, and they take up a small footprint, because the rack and everything is just like right there in this corner. It's really easy. And if you get those weird, like, dial it in dumbbell things, then you have an even smaller footprint. Not exactly the wisest thing to do when you have, like, potentially multiple people using the same systems. Those dial in things are better for home gyms. And I've like messed with them. They're pretty interesting, and I'm like, they feel like they're actually like, they feel very plasticky, but they feel like they're like reasonably made plastic. But what's known as a farmer carry. Farmer carry, generally just take the heaviest thing in each arm and then walk around for a bit. Because what you're doing is you're activating all of those muscles, all of your muscles for the most part. And like, I used to do it when I worked at the Pasadena at the detox or the rehab. And the heaviest they had was closer to 50, I think, but the heaviest I could reasonably pick up was the 25s. And I would just walk down the length of the driveway, which was pretty lengthy, you know, about 300-400 feet, and then walk back. And then that was the exercise. I didn't do it much because, you know, I was doing it during my shift and needed to make sure that I was reasonably, like, capable of, like, doing the job that I needed to do. So this is always just kind of like a spur of the moment thing. But it was good to have as a spur of the moment thing because the gym was outside. It doesn't really rain that much in Pasadena. Plus it's under a building. And like the way the whole setup was, it was a really good setup. So it wasn't a problem. And so I just go over there, pick up the 225s, you know, set my shoulders, because you don't want to just like, I don't want to do that. You know, you want to kind of stand at attention, as it were, you know. Anyway, that ROTC training, man, it's still in me. And, like I could still do an about face, no problem. That face, right face. Just grilled into me when I was in my teens. But, so if you have him in your hands in a way where it's like, okay, because you want to activate all those muscles, and then you want to walk. Because now you're, not only you're doing grip strength, obviously, because you're dealing with whatever it is, it's isometric because you're not moving it. It's not an active. I don't know what the term is for the active exercise is. And it's not cardio versus whatever the opposite of it is. But yeah, like the farmer carry is really good. Now, it also depends on how big the room is. If the room is relatively small, it's going to be harder to accomplish a farmer carry. And one thing that can be done is if there is a treadmill, which is almost always the case in fitness centers. If there's a treadmill and it's free and it's not busy, you can get up on that treadmill and walk for a bit. You know, yeah, you're not moving any distances, but you're still activating muscles. Yeah, you're active on the lower half, but like the isometrics is really going to help. Like some of the stories people talk about when they just do farmer carries, they talk like, especially when they start doing heavy shit, like that's apparently one of the best sort of full body exercises that you can do. Really, really help get you just a general overall better physique. Like people talk about blowing up and all that stuff. Who knows how many steroids they're talking about. I mean, it's fitness forums that I've seen this in. I feel it when I do it, so I can vouch for, at the very least, the efficacy of it. I don't know about the results, of course, because I haven't been able to do it significantly. Plus, with my injuries, I got to be cautious of that kind of stuff. But, you know, ideally, and I'm not going to go today, because tomorrow I got to move. And I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. I really don't want to get one of those fucking vans. And I really don't want to get one of the big trucks. And I'd prefer if the Blink Mobile thing would just fucking hurry its ass up. And, you know, either pending or not, you know. Like, worst case scenario, I might just, like, cancel the whole thing. You know, call up customer service, cancel, and just be like, look, I'm a community member, whatever, I'm a low-income person, but, like, this is probably the last time I'm going to use this for a while. So, just give me the normal rate so I can fucking get a car and get going. Because those cars are the right size for me, and I can fit every fucking thing in it. And I don't have to worry about, like, anything regarding it. And then I just, and then I could talk to management and hopefully get a cart, because otherwise I don't know how I get all my shit in. And that's the thing. It's like I got to coordinate things with other people in order for make this happen. In order to do this week. So it's going to be kind of rough. I think I'm going to, oh yeah, and this is also from the same company, Anchor, because I don't know if you can see it there, Anchor. They are the people, like, they used to make just batteries. They had little power banks and stuff. That one's somewhere, I don't know where it's at though, but one of the little cylinders they've had for a while. But, I need to do laundry. It's getting close to noon. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm a little excited. I can't do the workout today because tomorrow I gotta be available to work out, basically. I can't, like, I can't go work out and then, like, bust my ass moving. Not a smart thing, not at my age, not with my injuries, so. not the best idea. Oh, man. And I'm mostly kind of organized now. I've already got a couple ideas where I want to put racks and stuff. Like I said, I talked about a couple of the other things. I don't know when they'll be here. But yeah, I think at this point, I'm done. Have fun.